Hey everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us for a tour of our Infinite Veranda room on the Celebrity Apex.
Let's go!
So this is our room aboard the Celebrity Apex. It is an infinite veranda, which we'll get to later, but we're going to show you the inside first. And we're going to start with just a cool little feature on your door. And this is your magnet here. It has two sides. So one you would put out, obviously, if you're out and you're ready for them to fix your room. And then the other if you want them to leave you alone and not bother you. So you just put it on the outside of the door. It stays on the inside until you put it out there. But yeah, just as a magnet. And also a magnet is the bathroom door. So this is right when you walk in the front door of the room. And it's kind of weird. It is on there pretty good. Like I'm tugging on it. It's not happening. So you have to tug pretty hard and then the magnet lets go. But unfortunately, that does mean that there's not really a way to not get it to slam a little bit. So if there's multiple people in your room, you're probably going to wake them up if you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But we'll show you what the bathroom's like. It is a pretty big bathroom. It's really nice. Obviously, key feature, shower. It's lovely and enclosed, so you don't have to worry about an icky shower curtain that everybody has touched. It's kind of a weird shape, and the door itself is also curved, so that's kind of interesting. But there's shampoo, body wash, and conditioner in the shower itself. There's also a shelf that's big enough for a good amount of toiletries and a hand bar in case you're feeling unsteady or have rough seas. And there's also a foot rest for your foot if you're shaving your legs or something. That would be really, really nice and come in handy. But it's a pretty decent amount of space. And the shower head looks like it's going to be a decent pressure. Obviously, we haven't used it yet, but it does look like it has multiple settings that you can put it in. So that's really nice. And on the other side from the shower, we have the big vanity. And I really love this vanity. The amount of shelving is really, really nice. There's 3 shelves on each side. They're pretty spacious. And they're not going to, it doesn't look like things are going to fall off or roll off because they have little guards on them. And the mirror's nice and big as well. And the sink is pretty huge. Like, there's not a double sink, but it feels like they almost could have put one in here. And the unfortunate thing about the sink, though, is that they don't give you hand wash. It's just a bar of soap, which I highly recommend bringing hand soap with you anytime you go on a cruise or on any vacation. But I just don't like how the soap bars are. So we brought some of that. We'll get that out. And just some face towels and your tissues. And then even more storage underneath the sink. So there's plenty of shelving room here. Some of your towels are stored under there. And your trash can is under here on this side. But also, if you need a port for a curling iron or a hair dryer or a shaver, that's actually underneath as well. And what's really nice is this is actually like a normal US plug. It's not just a shaver port. So you can plug like a hair dryer or a curling iron in there. And under your sink, you have a drawer actually that has your hair dryer, as well as extra toilet paper and toilet tissue and sanitary bags. But let's see what the hair dryer looks like. I mean, it's not awful. You won't have to hold the button down to keep it on, so that's a pro. But yeah, it looks like a decent enough hair dryer. So,
Brand is it?
I was trying to figure that out.
It doesn't even say it.
I don't think it's branded, so. But I don't have a lot of hair, so it's okay. And really, the last main feature of the bathroom is the toilet. But it is just your standard toilet, and your button is in the back. And that's just, make sure you have to have it closed before you can flush it. But yeah, lots of storage in this bathroom. A shelf here as well for more storage. So I think this is going to be a really nice bathroom for a week-long cruise. And one other weird thing a little bit about this bathroom, besides the door being magnetic, is that there's a lip going up into the bathroom. It's not as large as some other lips we've had on other cruise ships, but it is still, if you have trouble lifting your foot at all, this could be a problem for you, and you might need to ask for an accessible stateroom when you book your cruise.
All right, and here's your beautiful thermostat. It's Very, very high-tech looking. That's the first thing I noticed. Now, one of the weird things, I must start here, you can actually adjust the lights in your room from here. Very, very dark. There's mid-light, and it does get actually pretty bright in here. So, and you can also control the blinds, but we're going to show you guys that a little bit later with some different buttons. And these are like presets, so if you want certain lights in different areas, they're going to also open and close blinds for you and stuff. So we're just going to leave those alone. But obviously the thermostat, historically, you just want to control the temperature in your room. Now this one, it's at 74. When we came in, it was at 71, and it's gotten more and more warm as we've moved around and talked and stuff. So 66 is as low as this is going to go, it looks like. The settings button up here just kind of lets you change the language, and if you want Fahrenheit or Celsius, or if you want to go eco, you can do that. Or if you need to lock the windows, like maybe you have kids or something with you, you can lock that here too. So actually pretty nice features on here. This is fairly high tech. It's more than I expected from a thermostat. It seems a little weird to me to control your lighting from the thermostat, but also kind of cool that they did it in general. So there's a lot they could do. I feel like when we did put this all the way down, there was some air coming out, and it didn't feel like it was 71 or anything like that in here.
Yeah, your vents are right here.
And there's definitely air coming out of them, so that's pretty nice.
There's a little shelf here with a decorative item, as well as our stateroom attendant put his card here, so that way we always know where it is. So that's actually pretty nice. And that's on your way to the closet. And this is also magnetic doors, and they're kind of hard to open. Like, you have to actually tug on them. I guess that's good. You won't have them rattling around if the ship's at sea and rocking. But, like, I had to put some force behind that. So yeah, this is our closet. We put our backpacks in here just because there's not a ton of room out on the floor. But yeah, lots of hangers, and good for, a short hanging space as well as long hanging space. And they did actually give us 2 robes as well. And let me see. Oh, they're like a felty material on the inside, so they're not waffle knit like a lot of robes. So that's pretty nice. And then there's a full length mirror here as well, and some shelves here, as well as your safe is underneath. It's very tiny. You definitely can't fit like a laptop or anything in there, but it should be enough for your valuables, your jewelry, your passport, things like that. And then we do have some shelves that you pull out. They're a decent size. They're not super deep or anything, but see? Oh, they're soft close.
Fancy.
So, but those are soft close, but then if you go to close the closet, well, I guess that's not as loud as the bathroom. The bathroom's a lot louder. But it's a nice closet. Like, I'm happy with the amount of space we have. It'll suit us just fine.
It seems very quality. Like,
yeah.
the build of it seems very nice.
Everything is nice, so.
And over here, you have a little nightstand kind of thing. It's not really next to your bed, but there is a lamp on it. And it's got a nice little push button here. And you got 3 drawers. Actually pretty good size. They're divided, which is interesting. And some documentation, some stuff they're trying to sell you, a little bit of information about the ship and stuff. So actually pretty cool. Also soft close, you gotta like that. So it's nice for your neighbors. And these are a little bit deeper than this top shelf, so also pretty nice. You can fold, if you fold your clothes, this would be a good spot to put them in, something like that. So pretty good, pretty good. And then up here we have more information, but this is like a little bit of some snacks and some water for you, but they will charge you for that. And it's pretty steep actually, so I'm a little surprised by that. And over here we have another nightstand. It doesn't really go together, but it doesn't not go together.
Yeah, just different colors of wood.
Yep. So this is actually where your fridge is down here. And the cool part about this particular nightstand is up here, so we're gonna save that for last. But I actually can't show you the fridge because, as you can see, there's a weird lock mechanism on the fridge, and it's actually preventing us from opening this. So I don't know if it just didn't get reset from the last guest, or there's some kind of hidden code we're supposed to know. Anyway, so this is our fridge. We'll give you guys an update if we ever get that open. And up here we have a bunch of plugs in this little box. So it's actually pretty good. Like, you have international plug, international plug, international plug, and 2 USB plugs. So it's always nice having those just close to the desk space where Rachel and I usually do our work. So on the side of the box, there's a little button right here that actually turns off the lighting around the vanity. And we have this little desk here. It's not particularly good quality. Like if you just looked at it, it almost feels IKEA-ish. But it's not too bad. Like it's pretty sturdy. And this chair is kind of beat up a little bit, but you know, lots of people using them and stuff. The surprise here is this little thing actually slides in.
Oh.
And it creates another full-length mirror. So
and this one has better lighting.
Yeah, it's got great lighting. So it's actually nice because it gives you a little more space. You know, you can move this chair over by the closet or something like that and then have even more space right here. So it's actually pretty cool that they did that. I like these modular design type rooms where you can kind of make your own space a little bit.
And this is our couch. And honestly, it's pretty uncomfortable. I sat down and there's really no give to it. It's got quite a bit of stains on it. And yeah, just not very comfortable. These do come off. They are pillows. But they're not cushiony at all. And then you do have this additional pillow that you could try to make it a little more comfortable with. I do think it's nice that you have the space you can like stretch your legs fully out or something like that. But I don't anticipate spending a lot of time on here just because it's not very comfortable.
And you know, if you watch our videos, we're always on the hunt looking for the power outlets and stuff like that. So we wanted to show you guys what this ship has on the side beds because we think it's pretty important. You know, if you have a medical device or something like that, you're going to want to keep the outlets in mind. Now, this side of this bed has a regular US outlet, which is actually really, really nice. And it also has 2 USB. So that's actually a lot more than we see on some cruise ships. Some of them don't have anything on the side beds. So this is an improvement from even our last cruise where we had nothing on our side beds. So I think that's actually pretty sweet. And you also have a light switch that controls the lights over by the front door. Other than that, you also have this little side lamp. I don't know if this would even be good as a reading lamp. It's kind of diffused. So I don't know. We'll see how we like those as we use them. But this little shelving unit is actually pretty interesting. It's like visually interesting. And it's good enough, you know, you could put your journal there, right? It would fit okay, and some medicines and stuff like that. So we've seen worse storage on the sides of the bed, so this is actually pretty nice. And they don't cheap out on the pillows. There's quite a few pillows here. I don't use these kinds of pillows, but these look very fluffy. So we'll give you guys a test of that here in a few minutes. But on the other side of the bed, the only plugs you actually have are built into the phone, which is very, very strange. I've never seen that before. So that's a little disappointing.
And it's just one USB on this side of the bed.
All right, now I will say I think the bed's actually a pretty good size. It might be slightly bigger than a normal because it's 2 twins put together. So maybe it's deceptive. We'll see. So I want to give it a test though. Let's give it a shot. Now, first impressions is it's actually pretty firm, which is not my favorite. But that's kind of just my hands going at it. So let's see what we can do. It's pretty firm. I don't think Rachel's going to be a big fan of this one. Yeah. This might be one where we actually have to request a mattress topper. So if you don't know if a bed's never quite what you like, they have certain toppers you can put on a bed that'll make it more firm or, you know, fluffier, just depending on what you like. But first impressions, I'm looking at like maybe like a 5 out of 10.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it's pretty not exciting. Like I was hoping to lay down and be like, but this is not disappointing because I didn't really know what to expect, but I think it could be a little bit better.
So now it's my turn. I don't have high hopes. Given what David said, it's probably not going to be that great, but we'll see. It's weird because it's not that it's firm. It's that you like sink down and then you won't move. It's almost like a memory foam sensation to me.
Oh.
Which is still probably not good if you do have some sort of back problem because you might get stuck in the same position and not be able to get out of it. But yeah, I definitely want to request a mattress topper for sure. I'm going to say a 5 out of 10 as well, with the caveat that we'll reevaluate that if we can get a mattress topper.
All right, and here you have the television, which is pretty good size, honestly, and I really like where it's placed. It's directly next to the bed. Sometimes they're angled off into the corners and stuff, so if you've ever cruised like a long time ago, they were like wedged into a corner even, and they were very, very small. This TV's pretty huge, or maybe it's just I'm right up next to it. I'm going, whoa.
No, it's big. It's
okay.
Big.
It's a good size, so I'm actually pretty impressed. Now this one, again, we never suggest trying to pull your TV or maneuver it. Usually they're bolted to the wall on cruise ships. for a very good reason. So don't mess with it too much. You don't want to get too cute with it. But just looking at it overall, it's a little wobbly. So I really wouldn't mess with this particular one. And this is actually a Samsung, which we don't really see Samsungs that often on cruise ships. I feel like it's mostly LG or some random brands. So the ports for it are actually on this side, and it's very, very dark over here. You might want to use like a flashlight if you're trying to access the ports, but the ports are very, very far back there. Like this is definitely one of the more difficult ones I've ever seen. All right, and so I think one of the reasons they don't want you accessing the ports is because they actually offer a service on the TV itself. You can sign into the internet package and actually access some of the streaming services that are available through the TV. I'm fairly optimistic because it's actually kind of cool. We haven't seen that on any other cruise ships. I think that's actually a really, really sweet feature because if you're paying for the internet package, the highest tier or whatever is supposed to be able to stream. So if you make that sync and then you can actually, connect to Netflix or Roku TV or something like that, that's actually a pretty awesome feature.
Yeah, and it's your own account, so you don't have to worry about clearing it out or doing anything, strange, and you can have your lists and everything that you've curated.
Yeah, that's really cool.
They also have some live TV
Yep.
and some video on demand.
Yep.
And it looks like a pretty good selection of movies, so...
Yeah, there was a lot of movies. The live TV was about 25, 26 channels or something like that. Very similar to other cruise lines we've experienced. A lot of the sports channels and then all the news channels were on there. So, yeah, not too bad.
And now we are to the Infinite Veranda. And this is a special kind of balcony to these Edge class celebrity ships. So the doors are actually not real doors. They're part of the room and they're just foldable doors. I just opened this one, and if you push on them, they open like that. And here is your balcony, essentially. So there's 2 chairs out here. They even have a cushion on them. They're like outdoor patio chairs. And a little table so you can, have a meal or coffee or whatever. And then there's actually even different flooring out here. I imagine this is much easier to keep clean and dry if there is rain or some sort of wind.
Or is that hardwood?
It's probably a laminate, would be my guess. It's definitely not real wood. So out here we do have your controls for your Infinite Veranda. And we have a light, so you can turn it on and off just in this space. And then we have your shade controls. So the first one does the shade up. And they're pretty hard to push, so you gotta push pretty hard, and then the shade comes up. And it is kind of loud. And so you can see basically the whole wall is a window, which is just different than most other balconies that you would ever have. And you see it got really echoey in here too when the shade's up because it's just glass at this point. So now that the shade is up, you actually can open the balcony by clicking down on the other one. And you do have to hold it, and it's very squeaky. And so now we have our balcony. It's definitely a lot different than any other balcony we've ever had. Like the sides are all enclosed. It is part of your room. So you're not really going to get as much sea breeze, I don't think. Obviously, we'll update you on how that is, but overall, you have to kind of lean out to see, the front and the back of the ship. And it's just kind of strange. So we actually closed the balcony because it was really loud outside. We're still in port right now. But it does get really warm. Just by opening the shade alone, I feel like it went up like 10 degrees in here. And yeah, we have been facing the sun right now, so maybe that'll be a little bit different. But just given that I don't think we're going to get a lot of sea breeze, along with it being really warm out here, I honestly don't know how much we're going to how much time we're going to spend out here. And the other thing is that it is blocking out the noise really, really well. So we actually had to close this because there was so much noise happening outside. It got really loud. But as soon as it clicked shut, it was completely silent. So that's nice. Thanks for joining us for our tour of our Infinite Veranda stateroom on the Celebrity Apex. For reference, we are in room 6280, which is on the 6th floor. And so we're pretty low and close to the ground. I guess let's start with the veranda, which is like the key selling point of this room. It is not your standard balcony room, for sure. The veranda we showed you in the video, it's completely different from a normal balcony. And as we've lived with it for about a week now, I honestly wish it was just a regular balcony. It is not my favorite. What do you think?
I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not really good either. Like, it's just a weird space in the room. Like, it gets really warm in that area. The blind actually does a really good job of keeping the lights out and stuff, and it is actually really quiet, surprisingly, even though we're really low. So, I don't know. I don't mind it. Like, if you got an upgrade for free, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
That's exactly how I feel. We did get this through a casino offer for free, so I am not upset about it. But I personally, if I was going on another celebrity cruise on this ship or one of their other ships with these kinds of balconies, I would not pay to upgrade from an interior or an ocean view to one of these infinite verandas. Yes, the shade does keep the lights out, but it doesn't really keep the heat out. So if the sun's shining on your side of the ship, it's going to be really hot in there. And I also don't like that I can't just like peek out the shade at, during the day in the morning, because I get up before David does and I like to go out and walk outside in the outdoor spaces. But if I can't see outside to see if it's raining or whatever without putting the whole shade up and waking him up, that's a problem. So we haven't really spent any time in there. It's just not really a space that we like. And plus, honestly, when you put it up and down, you have to hold the button
Yeah.
to lower it or to bring it back up, and it squeaks so loud.
It's very loud and it's very slow. It's weird because you only do one button push to put the blinds up or down, but for this you push and you hold it, which I kind of get because it's kind of nice if you just want to crack it and
That's
have
true.
some air flowing through the room. It's actually kind of cool in that sense.
But otherwise, let's talk about the rest of the room. So David kind of alluded to it, but we do really like the decor in here. It's very modern. It's very clean. It's just an overall nice room. Like, you can't really complain about anything decor-wise.
I feel like things are actually clean. I don't see like smudges in the white spaces or things like that. The molding's actually really well put together. Now, granted, this is a newer ship, but envisioning it, down the line, I don't think it's going to get too beat up or anything. And I don't know, overall, it feels nice and clean. And that's like one of the main things people are looking for, I think, when you're cruising, is you want to feel like you're in a pretty nice hotel room. This is a lot nicer than a lot of hotels we've stayed in. So,
And a lot of other cruise ships.
that's true. Yeah, it's a lot nicer than a lot of other cruise ships.
There is tons of storage space. We have plenty of room for all of our things. We could probably fit another one or two people's things in here with us if we wanted to. So that's been really nice. And the bathroom is also really, really good. The water pressure in the shower is amazing. And there's plenty of space for our toiletries and everything. It's really clean. It's really modern. There's plenty of storage in the bathroom as well. So have really enjoyed just the overall space of the room.
Yeah.
And feeling very clean in my shower.
Yeah, and the water gets really hot too.
Yes.
It can actually sustain a pretty good stream while also staying hot, which I really appreciate. And this is like one of the few rooms, honestly, I wouldn't mind having a third person in here. Usually we don't recommend that for people, but I could see one more person being okay in a room like this, which is actually saying quite a lot because there's a good number of balcony rooms we've been in where I didn't feel like that was okay.
So I already talked about how I don't really like the balcony too much. The other main thing that I've kind of decided I didn't like in this room is the way that the doors close. And that sounds like a weird thing, but the closet and the bathroom doors are both magnetic. And there is no way to make those not slam every time you are closing each of those doors. So the bathroom door, when I get up in the morning and go in there, or in the middle of the night if we have to go to the bathroom, it slams. Same with the closet, and the closet magnet on one side is so strong that I have to literally put my body weight behind it to open the door.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like they over-engineered that. They changed something that worked into something that I don't really like how it works anymore. So that's kind of, if you're going to ask me my other pet peeve with the room, that would definitely be it.
I could see that closet one actually being like a legitimate problem for people because if you don't have a lot of dexterity in your hands or arm strength, it's pretty hard. It's hard to get open. So, and I don't know if that's just this room in particular or whatever, we can only give you guys what we've seen personally. But again, I think you're right. I think they really did kind of over-engineer a couple pieces in the room. The television's been great. It's actually got a lot of different options on it. It is actually really good quality. It's got bright colors. It looks great. But other than that, it's fairly technology forward in the sense that, they have like the streaming service where you can stream your own devices on the television. I think that's actually really cool.
Yeah. So that's really our opinions about the Infinite Veranda on the Celebrity Apex. But have you sailed on the Celebrity Apex? Do you have any questions or even comments? Do you think we got the balcony situation all wrong and do you love it? If you do, tell us in the comments why.
Yeah, we're probably doing it wrong. Somebody's going to be like, you guys.
Maybe so. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helps you find the right direction for your next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.